Shawn "Diddy" Combs is in deep trouble. While his previous allegations were serious enough, his defense attorney has now revealed that a new lawsuit has been filed against him. And this one could involve some of the most disturbing allegations yet.
And I would like to just let you know that everything was not consensual, sir. Please don't say that. It was not consensual. Even Diddy
This is the
admitted
defense team, ma'am. Let's answer the question.
Yes, but he did allegedly.
All right, Queen. All right, Queen.
We are planning to appeal.
Man, I want to hear them, bro.
We are planning to appeal. We think we have strong bases to appeal.
Diddy is now facing another lawsuit, this time involving allegations that he assaulted a minor. According to the lawsuit, the accuser is an unidentified former child actor who claims the alleged incident happened during a networking event in 2007. According to court documents filed in California, the former child actor claims Diddy invited him into a private room during the event to discuss potential career opportunities. The lawsuit alleges that Diddy spoke with him about projects that were supposedly in development and offered him a drink.
New lawsuit filed in the state of California. The former child actor claims Combs guided him into a back room during that networking event to speak to him privately about some potential opportunities, including a project Combs was producing. According to the lawsuit, after beginning to feel the effects of the drink offered to him by Combs, the minor said Combs began to touch him despite telling him that he didn't feel comfortable, adding, Combs pulled down his pants and began to touch his genitalia while Combs was touching himself.
Diddy's representatives wasted no time responding to the allegations. A spokesperson issued a statement claiming that the accuser was simply the latest in a long line of people allegedly trying to profit from Diddy's legal troubles. The statement also insisted that Diddy has never assaulted anyone and specifically denied the allegations involving a child. This latest lawsuit arrives only months after Diddy's 8-week trial came to an end. Although he was acquitted of the most serious charges, including racketeering and sex trafficking, he was convicted on 2 lesser counts related to transportation for prostitution. While Diddy remains behind bars, another controversy has everyone talking because his prison sentence has reportedly been reduced more than once.
Criminal defense attorney Adam Conta, who was with us live from the federal courthouse for many weeks as that trial went on, and for the verdict and understanding everything that was happening. But Adam, thank you so much for joining us. And what do you make of this latest change? Because how do you get in trouble and then it gets shortened?
Yeah, no, I think it's just 2 very separate issues that are easy to put together because it's sort of happening close in time. I think they're completely unrelated, though. I think he got into an incident that actually landed him in solitary confinement, which is obviously the most restrictive, the most harsh form of imprisonment that we have in our society. And then right after that, it comes out that his sentence has been reduced and reduced again. But I think that there's a very simple answer for this. One is that defendants get good time on their sentences, and so sometimes sentences just get reduced for general good credit, essentially. But this is more specific. He, as part of this whole case, he said during a sentencing, that he let sort of drugs and alcohol and excess get in the way of his life. And so he sort of established with like the ketamine and the MDMA, that drugs were at least part of what was going on here. And so when he got to Fort Dix, the prison he's in New Jersey, the federal prison he's in, he entered into what's called RDEP, a residential drug abuse program. It's offered to many defendants in situations like this. And if you complete that program, you can get up to a year taken off your sentence. And so that hasn't necessarily been reported as what's definitely happening, but I really would be surprised if it's anything other than those 2 things.
Because of Diddy's celebrity status, some people also believe he could easily become a target inside prison. There is still very little public information about what happened, who started the alleged incident, or whether Diddy was acting in self-defense. Kay explained that if the altercation is viewed as an isolated incident, prison officials could still determine that Diddy has otherwise complied with the expectations of the program.
What the situation was with that. I mean, the reality is he's a very famous inmate. That makes him a target for a lot of other inmates. And we don't know if he was provoked, if the other person was the main target. We don't know anything really surrounding those facts. And so if you take that kind of out as just sort of an incident that happens and you look at everything else, you have to assume that he's doing everything that the program is requiring. And a lot of that is just, quite honestly, just self-reflective work that you would see in a lot of treatment programs on the outside, but they're just offered this benefit while they're incarcerated.
Okay, so there's also this kind of ongoing appeal, and then the denial, and then the appeal of the denial. I reached out to his representative and I said, what's your response to the story that has been out about the time being taken down, and what's the status of this appeal? And the spokesperson for Diddy told me, quote, "At this point, we do not have the necessary information to respond with any clarity," end quote. Can you translate that for us?
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to appeal. They're trying to appeal the sentence because he was really only convicted of two things, right? 2 counts of engaging in prostitution that crossed state lines, engaging in transportation for the purposes of prostitution, meaning that they found that prostitutes were driven across state lines for these freak-offs. The main point of the appeal is that the defense team says that the judge, in sentencing him to 50 months, which is a high sentence for those 2 charges, that sentencing him to those 50 months, the judge relied on these claims that these workers were forced, coerced, and really did all these things against their will. And that really wasn't what he was found guilty of. And that wasn't really the evidence that was presented at trial that the jury relied on in order to get to their verdict. And so, the judge is essentially saying, listen, I'm allowed to rely on relevant conduct. Even if he was acquitted, I can rely on relevant conduct to take that into consideration when I sentence. And so the judge is essentially saying, I think he did bad things, and even if he wasn't convicted of them, I can still take that into consideration when I'm sentencing someone for these crimes.
Following the most recent sentence reduction, Diddy's projected release date is reportedly January 24, 2028, with approximately 18 months remaining. The legal process itself may move too slowly to produce any meaningful change before he is already released from prison. Kay even suggested that the appeals could ultimately become less about reducing the amount of time Diddy spends behind bars and more about restoring his reputation.
His release date now, after the latest reduction, is scheduled for January 24th of 2028. So we're talking about 18 months.
Right.
The legal system just doesn't work that fast to begin with.
Yeah, exactly.
So ultimately, what he would be doing is try to sort of do an appeal to clear his name and reputation more than functionally reducing his sentence, I think.
Right. Exactly. And anything we should be watching for in this, or do you think it's just gonna play out, or maybe they'll time out the clock on it, the feds, the court?
Well, I think we're going to keep beating the same drum because it's the one that the public will certainly resonate with. If nothing else, I mean, listen, Diddy has surrounded himself with very smart people. He's got really smart attorneys. He also has really, really savvy media, and maybe the goal isn't the goal here. You know what I mean? Like, maybe the goal here isn't to actually get him out early, but it's to keep saying in public he's being punished for crimes he was acquitted of. Right. That's how you build a comeback story. That's how you build an underdog. That's how you get the public maybe back on your side. I have no idea if that's anyone's goal here, but that's certainly at least a possibility of what their ulterior sort of motivations for kind of keep doing this would be, even if they think that the reduction of a prison sentence is unlikely.